Alright, we live. We should be good. Just waiting for it to pop up. Did it pop up on? Oh yeah, it popped up on. Did it pop up on? Oh yeah. Alright, we good. Alright, shalom, shalom, shalom. It's brothers from the GMS Raleigh camp back with the Lord's will and edifying lesson. Before we go any further, of all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahushai,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Rakad,
Rakah,
Kodash.
Kodash.
Double honors to the apostle knows the great millstone for teaching us, or sent truth according to the Bible well, and peace and blessings so collect to the nation of Israel. Take their spirit and power be out by Shema Shai. We want to get into a Lord's willing edifying lesson, centered upon the third woe and how it cometh quickly, and how we're hearing about these rumors of war, these skirmishes going on with, the small hats in Iran, right? Uh, these things seem to happen suddenly upon the average American. These things seem to come out of nowhere. But the scriptures forewarn us and tell us that, the third woe, World War III, is biblical according to the Holy Scriptures. And it's going to be the war to end all wars. And it's going to be what? A nuclear war, right? And there's never going to be a war like this one, right? You got that. Can you bring it out? Start with the first precept.
It's the book of Revelations, chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
That's right. So in the Bible, it's prophesied three woes. You had World War One was the first woe, World War II, which already came to pass as well. And now the third woe, which was World War III, cometh quickly. And that's going to be the war to end all wars. And like I said, for a lot of our people, it's going to catch them off guard because a lot of our people are not watching. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the biblical Hebrew Israelites, are not watching for the signs of the times that we're in. You're not measuring the times. You're not hearkening to the Lord's servants, the prophets that He set up that would never hold their peace, right? But we've been warning you about this time, right? Starting with our apostles and elders on down, that World War III is going to be the end of America, and to seek the Lord and to repent and to turn back. You see that this great and terrible day does not come upon you unaware. If you have a precept, bring it out. If not, get that Second Peter's.
I had something going into what you mentioned about the wars.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's Saint Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. It says,
Mm-hmm.
and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Yeah, for all these things, Spirit, because I was actually on that page too. It says, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Meaning what? We still have more prophecies to happen before this end all, be all World War III, right? Such as the implementation of the microchip, which is the MOT to the B, right? Spoken about in the book of Rev, chapter 13, verse 16. Right? That is a clear sign, that the end is not yet, because that has not been made mandatory, as that is the hour of temptation that's going to come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the face of the earth, right? And only our people, right, the elect of our people, who have the wisdom and knowledge, are going to be of the Holy Scriptures are going to be able to make it out of these times, right? So the third wolf cometh quickly. Read verse 7 now.
It says, Matthew 24:7 says, For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places.
That's right. So famines, pestilence, There has to be famines and pestilence. Scriptures talk about how in the latter times, uh, great misery shall befall them that dwell in the latter times upon in the world, right? Because they are walking in great pride. So what we have to see famines and pestilences and more of earthquakes in diverse places here in Babylon the Great as well, right? Just not in these other countries, just not in these third world countries or these these other countries around the world, but these things have to come to a city near you, right? Egyptian against Egyptian, right? One people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands, right? These things are all leading up to the third woe, right? And you can see that tension is high in Babylon the Great. You can see that you see shortages of things. We can see the fulfillment of Yahweh Shema Shai's words coming to pass, and these things are only going to form together, and just where the Lord is going to cause all hell to break loose on planet Earth, and they're going to shoot those missiles out in the midst of World War III. It's going to be a day like none other. You got that?
You want that Second Peter?
If you thought that was it in Matthew, yeah.
This is 2 Peter 3:10. It says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise."
Because we were just quoting that verse 8 says, "All these are the beginning of sorrows."
Okay.
Right? So these are only the beginning of sorrows. Really, things are still sweet here in Babylon the Great. Everybody woke up this morning and went to work, got off, in the midst of eating their dinner, right? Watching their favorite TV show. You see? But the day of the Lord is going to come as a thief in the night. It's going to catch a lot of these average so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, even they're the circumcision who know they're Israelites, off guard. They're too busy, caught up in the affairs and the cares of this life. You see, but the Lord, has what scriptures talk about, have sent therefore all my servants the prophets, rising up betimes and sending them. So before the destruction come, the Lord sending his prophets so you can ready your mind for this great day that's coming. Right? The third world, a lot of you women who have men, your men are gonna die in the war. You see? Scriptures talk about that. Go ahead. You want to get that? That's 2 Peter 16.
Yeah, I was holding it.
Okay, come
You want me to start at 33?
Yeah, that's fair. I told you.
Come. It says, "The virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands.
Mm-hmm.
Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers."
Why? Because here it is. There's going to be a great draft, and women are going to be drafted in the war. They're already hinting at that. We took a picture at camp of this sign. Let me see if I can show you, brothers. Of this sign right here, they put this little digital sign up by the camp, and it says, can you see it, bro? Let me know if you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
It says, "Be a part of the equation," right? Do you see the words?
No, I can't see the words. I see the picture though.
Okay, kind of.
Kind of
Yeah, it
blue.
says, "Be a part of the." It's kind of hard to see.
Yeah.
This is why you gotta have a good device. There it goes.
Okay, yeah, there it goes. It says, "Be a part
Okay.
of a larger equation."
Yep. And then it says, what is it? Army Reserve.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. See. And who is it? A picture of a woman signing up, and then a woman, and then her future of her having on the helmet. So we're gonna witness a lot of you women have to go fight in that war as well, right? And you want a helper, you want a hedge of protection. You gotta seek Yahweh Shema Shai, because he's gonna be the only hedge of protection during these times of sorrow, during these times of war that is fastly approaching. Keep reading that.
2 Ezra 16:34. It says, "In the wars shall the bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine.
That's right. So those, those women, their men are going to be shipped off to war, and in the wars they're going to perish. And those who don't go off to war, they're going to just die of famine because they're not men of the Lord. The Lord isn't going to allow them, to be fed, to be taken care of. You know, a man should be a hiding place from the wind, right? And really, that's talking about man, the Lord during these times, right? Because wisdom and knowledge that we've been given. Oh, what's that precept in Sirach? There's nothing sweeter. Sirach 23 and 27. Because we really got to put a difference between those who are preparing their minds for this third woe and those who are not. You got that?
God. It's Sirach 23 and 27. It says, and they that remain shall know that there is nothing better than the fear of the Lord, and there is nothing sweeter than to take heed unto the commandment of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
That's right. So that's what it's all about, taking heed to the commandments of Yahweh Shema Shai. That's how a man is going to be able to escape the harsh punishments that's coming in these last days. Keep reading in 2 Ezra 16. We're going to read all the way down to, the birth.
Gotcha. 2 Ezra 16 and 34, it says, in the war shall the bridegrooms be destroyed, and the husbands shall perish of famine. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
So we're hearing these things and we understand them. We understand, just as Noah, moved with fear, we are moving with fear, building an ark, a spiritual hedge of protection for the saving of our household. That we may escape, this thermonuclear destruction that's fastly approaching. Because the third woe that cometh quickly, Scriptures talk about how the Lord have created the smith that blow up the coals in the fire, and have created an instrument for his work, right? And he has created the waster to destroy, right? So this waster to destroy is talking about that thermonuclear destruction. And here it is, and they talk about a nuclear deterrent, right? Something that would deter World War III would be how everyone would lose out, that there will be no one standing, but the one standing is going to be Yahushua and the 144,000 men, the government body of the nation of Israel, right? And the multitude of believers, those are going to be the ones left standing. You see, so there is no nuclear deterrent, right? Go ahead.
2 Ezra 16 and 36, it says, behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake.
That's right. And one of the gods of this world is lying to you. Esau, Edom. Here it is. People think Islam is the way. People think, this digital age is going to save them. Whatever they may think, is coming to the world, that, the third woe will never happen, that, it will never, come that far. They would never take it that far. Don't believe those false guys. Don't believe these men speaking great things in these last days against the words of the Lord. Right? We're reading out the Holy Scriptures, what the God of the Bible, the creators of the heavens and the earth, wants to do. Right? Okay, if you got a precept, bring it out.
Verse 37 says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. Okay.
Yeah.
It says, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment.
Yep, so there it is. So the plagues draw nigh, and it gave a similitude of when a woman's about to give birth. There's no escaping those birth pains. So before the third woe comes, before all hell breaks loose, before nuclear destruction, all hell is going to break loose, right? And you understand those contraction pains for a woman become more frequent, and the pain of those things intensify, right? So what the Lord is telling us, there's going to be great pain in the earth before this nuclear destruction, before the third woe, because the third woe is going to be the same day that the believers of Yahweh Shema Shai are delivered out of this place. That's going to be a day that Yahweh Shai returns, right, and delivers us out of it. That's how we understand, and that's why we're not afraid of the third woe happening, right? And we have understanding of the prophecies that are written for deliverance, and this is why we're comforted, and this is why this is the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, right? The hopeful year that Yahweh Shema Shai brings his words to pass. Because the sooner he brings this thing to pass, the sooner we get out of here, right? So we understand that a time of trouble has to come before the third woe. You got something?
Yeah, this Jeremiah 30:7, it says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it."
That's right. So before the third woe, a time of Jacob's trouble would have to come, right? A time like none other, right? But he, the elect of the Lord's people, is going to be saved out of it. So we're putting on with the mind frame that the elect would have, seeking the Lord 10 times more, fearing the Lord, serving him sincerity and truth, walking by faith and not by sight. You see, these are things that a true man of the Lord will be doing, preaching the word, giving his people warning. Scriptures talk about iron sharpeneth iron, right? So a man sharpens the confidence of his friend, right? This is the mindset that one would have, understand the third woe is coming quickly. Let's get that Second Peter's.
2 Peter 3,
Mm-hmm.
starting at 10.
Mm-hmm.
2 Peter 3:10 says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise,
Mm-hmm.
and the elements shall melt with fervent heat."
That's right. So the day of the Lord, coming as this thief in the night, meaning what? It's going to catch a lot of people off guard. It's going to happen when a lot of people least expect it, right? And the elements, and this kingdom is going to melt with that fervent heat, that thermonuclear destruction, right? So seeing that all of this is about to happen, seeing that all of this is about to come to pass, shouldn't you have the mindset to get right with the God of the Bible that's offering you a way out, a way to escape these coming plagues? Everybody's again scared and nervous. When they hear that the price of gas is going up, when they hear that the price of living and food is going up, when they hear that a woe is coming, right? Nah, you should be wanting to leave this world behind, and seek something better. You can keep reading.
It says, "The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?"
Seeing that, so what manner of persons ought you to be? How should one be acting knowing that all this is about to happen? What should be your conduct? How should you be moving, knowing that all hell is about to break loose? Right? What should your attitude be? Should it be, cashing overtime at the job so you can save for that vacation? Or should it have the mindset, to seek the Lord, and really what we need to do is pray more. That's why our people need to be doing, praying to Yahweh Shema Shai. What is that in Ephesians 5:14? We'll get that after this. Keep reading that.
Come.
You got something?
Yeah, I had some. This is Philippians 2:12. It says, "Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can speak on it.
Yeah, hey, we obeyed the Lord's, word in our past life, and on Lord's willing with those men coming back. He's saying what more in his absence. Seeing that this day of destruction is coming upon us, and we see that it's getting closer and closer. What manner of persons are we to be, as we just read in Peter's? It says, work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. And it starts with the fear of the Lord, you know? That's it, bro.
Was there any more in that, Peters, or was that the point?
That was, let me see, it might have been a little more on that. Let me finish starting at verse 10. Let's see. Uh, looking for and hastening unto the coming. Well, yeah, I read that.
Okay.
2 Peter 3 and 12. It says, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Heavenly Father, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
And what's going to do that? The nuclear missiles. Go ahead.
It says, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness.
That's right. So, there it is. We, according to the promise that we've been given, and we believe on that promise through faith, and through our faith, right? We move with fear, right? And go on about building this relationship with Yahweh Shema Shai, through these fiery trials that we go through this day-to-day things, constantly trying to learn the lessons that the Lord's trying to teach us, constantly, growing in the wisdom and knowledge of the Lord, just constantly getting a better relationship with the Lord, praying more, fasting more, right? Cutting things off that are a hindrance for you in this walk, right? With, with the World War III being the hot topic, you really got to ask yourself, are you in the right spirit? Am I doing everything I need to do, to be worthy to stand before Yahweh Shema Shai? Can you get that Ephesians 5 and 14?
Yep.
And then we'll close out on just let my mind. Oh, that Luke 21:36.
Okay. All right. This Ephesians 5 and 14, it says, wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Hamashiach shall give thee light.
That's right. Awake, awake, thou that sleepest. So Jake really got to realize that they're unaware. When you sleep in it, when events are going on, you're asleep. And you wake up, you're late to the party. So Jake got to realize how late to the party they really are. Right? Arise from the dead. What us being quickened by the Spirit of Yahweh by Shema Shai teaches us how to separate ourselves from these other nations. Right? And Yahweh Shai is giving us light, which is the understanding of what the hell is going on now. Now we've separated ourselves. We have the light to understand, okay, this is what's going on in the world. This is how close we are to the end. Really, the Lord has us on this anticipation that it can happen any day, so we don't get lackadaisy. So you're always on guard. So you're always, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Like the elder Apostle Har always likes to say, right? But you got something you bring out?
Yeah, bagging on what you just said. It's Matthew 24 and 43. It says, but know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. It says, therefore, be ye also ready, for in such an hour as you think not, the Son of Man cometh.
That's right. You want to speak on it?
Yeah, just bagging up the point, you were just saying, like, if you're in a sleep, you're unaware, you're in a lackadaisical spirit, you're not paying attention to what's going on. And when a thief comes, he don't tell you when he's coming. He's not gonna give you a he's not gonna send you a text message or a phone call saying, hey, I'm gonna come break in your house. No, he gonna come when you least expect it. So that's what the day of the Lord consists of. It's gonna come as a thief in the night. And if we're on our watch and prepared, then we'll be waiting. When the day of the Lord happens. The Lord giving us the signs to stay on our watch.
That's right.
That's
That's right, bro. Um, keep reading that Ephesians, Baba Kasha, and we'll
con.
wrap it up after we get that Luke.
Gotcha. This is Ephesians 5:15. It says, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise,
That's
redeeming
right.
the."
So, yeah, I'm
Con.
sorry, brother. So, circumspectly, circum means around, and spec means to look. So, we're supposed to be looking around.
Mhm.
Read it again, Doc, and then it's going to explain why we should be looking around.
Con. It says Ephesians 5:15. "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil."
That's right. So, we're redeeming the time. We're judging the times that we're in and seeing that they are evil, right? There's evils all around you. At any time, at any moment of your day, a spirit can hop on, these people whose vessels are ripe and ready for demons to hop on them, you see, to try to attack you. They can become your enemy at any time. You got to be aware of the dangers and how we're not fighting against mere flesh and bones, right? But against spiritual wickedness in high places, against principalities, powers, against the rulers of darkness in this world. You don't think Esau Edom spends time, praying to his God to send evil spirits to try to harm us, right? So we gotta constantly be praying to our God, Yahweh Shema Shai, to defend us, to protect us. We should be crying out to the Lord more and more. You see, is not the Lord worthy for you to be crying unto Him and to be constantly praying to Him? Get that, Luke?
Con. This book of Luke 21:36. "Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man."
That's right. So not only are we supposed to be watching always, watching for the signs, understanding the times that we're in, being aware of the dangers that are constantly around us, right? With how dangerous times we're in. You see, but we're supposed to be praying always because we can't do it alone. We can't do it by ourselves, right? We need a higher divine intervention, right? We need Yahweh Shema Shai to really help us out during these sorrows that are coming to the world. Yeah, we're warning you about the sorrows, but we need help too. And it's Yahweh Shema Shai that's ultimately going to help us, right? So this is why it's important for us, as the believers of the Lord, to keep on, learning our lessons, to keep up building that relationship with the Lord. That so when this third world that is coming quickly, which is going to be thermonuclear destruction, the second death, right? The war that ends all wars, the same day that Yahweh Shai returns, you see, we may be accounted worthy to stand before Him and receive that mercy. So, you got any more precepts you want to bring out, bro?
Nah, I had some more going into the world's war, but it's all good.
Kind. Yeah, that's pretty much the point. The
Yeah,
third woe is coming quickly. We read that in Revelation's 11th chapter.
right.
It's really, understanding that since the third woe is coming quickly, for us, scripture say, don't be afraid. For the end is not yet. Uh, uh, there's nothing really to fear. Like that the Lord hasn't given us the spirit of fear. The only one we fear is Yahweh Shema Shai. We're anticipating the wait, right? Nevertheless, that's what that means. Nevertheless, all these things will be burnt up. We, according to His promise, look for that new heavens and that new earth. You see, we really don't care that this place is going down, or that this place is going down. We're not looking for it to stay. We're actually very happy that it's going down, right? So with that, Lord's willing edified. Next time we want to say Shalom.
Shalom.